Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And if you want to sign up for the next Tribal Tuesday, which starts in September, get on to that. There is a link in the description box below. We had an amazing group last time. I was super humbled, and some people have made some changes that I believe are going to last for life. So with that said, if you want to be a part of it, get on to that. Applications are open. So before we start, as always, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what the week ahead has in store for you, Aries. What is going on for you? What is your destiny card for the week ahead? And this week you get the Justice card, right? So the Justice card represents the sign of Libra, and it also represents your decisions, but it also represents things like contracts, anything that you put your name to of a documentational or even a legal nature. Now, the fact that you've got this as your destiny card suggests that there's something about your personal point of reference, where you are coming from this week. This is what you're starting to understand. Now, this is really interesting because last week you had your own card come up, right? Which was the Emperor. And what I find really interesting about that is last week you got your own card, the Justice card, as a representative of Libra. Is your direct opposite in the zodiac. But there's something about this for me that kind of suggests you're going through this metamorphosis. You're starting to understand the point that you make your decisions from. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is it's almost like you're combing your own past, right? So you're looking at your lifescape, you're looking at the decisions that you make, but you're also looking at how you make those decisions. What point of reference do you come from when you make your decisions? Are you making them through the guise of the past, or are you now making decisions based more on who you actually are now and how far it is that you've truly come? This is about you really delving into who you are now and making decisions from that point. So it's almost like your point of reference for yourself and what your personal understanding has gone through a major shift. Now, you know, we're coming up to this next eclipse. It is, you know, it's going to be a biggie, right, for all of us. So it will be really interesting to see how this pans out for everybody. So let's have a look at the direction. What may this relate to? What are your decisions focused on at this moment in time? This week you get, oh, okay, so you've got two. Now that is super interesting. If I'd only pulled one, it would have been the Justice card, right? So you've got a double hit now of this Justice energy, which really does suggest there are big decisions that are about to start making their presence known in your life. There are going to be things in the nature of shake-ups. There are going to be things that require and demand your immediate attention. So now that you've had this epiphany about what your point of reference, where you make your decisions from, it's really important for you to stay focused on where you are now and ultimately make decisions based on where it is that you want to be in your future, about how you progress from here. For a lot of you, it does look like there is either a contract, something's going on with your working life. For a select few of you, this may relate to legal matters or issues that you've had. For some of you, this will be about financial legal problems or possibly even legal situations that you have to do with money. Now, there isn't a card here that suggests it's something to do with buying a home, but it could very well be around a big ticket item. We are in a Mercury retrograde, so if you can avoid it until at least the sort of, you know, between the 3rd and the 11th of August, please do. If you can't, make sure you check the fine print and be sure that you have the funds over the long period of time, right? So double hit of this justice energy here. It could suggest as well that there is a Libran person in your midst, but there are big decisions ahead of you to be made, my dear fellow Aries, my dear Aries. You know, big decisions to be made here. And like I said, if you are signing a contract of any nature, just be sure that you are getting what you are promised, and ultimately be sure that you are able to give what it is that you are offering in return. Then you've got the Two of Wands, which is always about, so there's two things with this card, right? And look, you see how you've got the two wands on the Justice card, you've got the two pillars. This really does suggest there's going to be a decision that's put in front of you over the course of the next week that is going to change a lot of things. This decision that you make is going to have very far-reaching ripples. So it's really important that you do this from a true point of, is this best for me? Is it best for everybody that's involved? The Two of Wands always asks you to choose between your past and your future. It requires action. The Two of Wands is a very Aries sort of led card because it has that kind of energy. It's about doing the work. It's about making sure that you make the step, that you make the decision, that you act on something, right? And like I said, there's a big decision going on here for you guys. Now, the Two of Wands also represents affluent situations and people. So there is definitely something going on in your financial sector this week, right? Pay attention to the numbers. Be sure, like I said, don't overpromise, don't overstretch. If you know something is in your budget, but it's going to cost you the next 4 or 5 months of not necessarily having so much disposable income, really think about it, right? Weigh it up in your mind. Do the Libran thing and balance it out. See if you can balance it out. And if not, then maybe, just maybe, it might be something for you to steer clear of. So let's have a look behind the scenes. What's going on in your insight card? And this week you get the Hermit card, right? So you really are going through the process of asking yourself bigger questions. You will have a much larger, not commitment, decision to make around a commitment. Now, the Hermit card really does suggest that there is something about you this week where you're going within to really check in with yourself, which is fantastic. The Hermit card also represents some form of a quest or a journey. Doesn't always have to be an external one, although with the Two of Wands in close proximity, this will probably be a physical journey that you have to make. So there's going to be a really interesting choice. And the chances are, if there is a contract for you to sign, this will be something that you have to go to. It's not going to be something that comes to you. So you won't be signing this in your home or around your home. You will be doing this in a place that is unfamiliar territory to you. All right, so it looks like it's going to be a very interesting week for you guys. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Excuse me. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.